Alright, what's going on YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Fresh off of that Sergey Kovalev, Canelo Alvarez weigh-in. Okay, we just got the weigh-in. And it was a little dramatic. Kovalev came in overweight. Was not expecting that, being in that he's fought there his whole career. And, he's just recently had a fight with Anthony Yard. So I was a little shocked that he had struggled a little bit to make weight. He came over at 176 at first, so he's 1 pound over, which is not something major. He did strip down, and then he ended up being a quarter-pound over the weight, all right, at 175, okay? So, they did the little face-off thing. Canelo did his interview. Kovalev went back, dropped the weight. From what I read, in like 15 minutes, wasn't really a big deal. He came right back out, did a weigh-in again, and made weight. So it wasn't much of a big deal. Canelo looked great. He weighed in at 174 first shot. This is the guy that's moving up, so I wasn't really expecting anything from Canelo. But he looked strong. He looked healthy. He looked fine. Immediately I went back and looked at Kovalev and how he looked against Elita Alvarez too, the rematch and the Anthony Yard fight. Okay, just to compare. I think the only thing that I noticed is that his six-pack was a little bit like bow, like it was just like it was better in the last two fights. This weigh-in, it was there, but he looked a little thinner. I don't know if he was just holding his stomach in. I don't know, but just looked a little thinner around the waist area. To me, I don't think it's something major. He looked fine while he was up there. Obviously, he's going to be slimmer. He's a taller guy, so he's going to be a lot slimmer. We already know he's not a muscular guy like Canelo Alvarez is. And we already know that Kovalev is not even really a big guy at 175. Okay. So I'm not going to dive too much into that. I think Kovalev will be fine. Just being a quarter over is not really a big deal. Okay. We see fighters come in there looking a few pounds overweight, or some of them look too skinny, look dehydrated, look terrible. We've seen it. This is not one of those fights. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys think Kovalev looked bad, or you thought, let me know your thoughts on how you guys think that both of the fighters look at this weigh-in. Me personally didn't think it was a big deal. All right. One thing that did come up today in the news, and this is something I spoke on in my video a few days back, the rehydration clause. A lot of people were saying that there is a rehydration clause. All right, but it's been officially reported today. I saw it first on ESPN by Dan Rayfield a few hours before the weigh-in. Okay, and they basically said that there is a rehydration clause. The limit is 185 for tomorrow morning. Okay, so they're gonna have a same day weigh-in tomorrow morning, and if this is in a contract, this has nothing to do with the title. This is no longer an IBF rule. I spoke on this recently earlier this year with Canelo fighting Daniel Jacobs. No longer an IBF rule, but Canelo implemented that rule anyway. Okay, it's a Canelo rule. All right, so there is a clause. I talked about it. There wasn't any reports of it, but people kept bringing it up. And I basically said, listen, I don't know if there is or there isn't, but it's not being reported. So, but anyway, I looked it up. I read it. 185 is what they agreed upon. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. Kovalev, like I said, is not really that big of a 175 pounder. He doesn't really rehydrate that heavy anyway. I can see this being an issue with some of the other fighters at 175, but not really for Sergey Kovalev. He was an IBF champ for a few years. I don't know which fights they have this rule, but I did look it up real quick. 2014, fought Blake Capolero, IBF strap. He fought Pascal twice. Okay, he fought Bernard Hopkins. He fought Isaac Chilemba. He had several fights, a few years with that belt, and he fought Andre Ward for it too. He lost to Andre Ward by decision in the first fight, and he fought him again in a rematch. Okay, so all of those, the IBF belt was on the line, and I'm sure the IBF rules were in place. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I'm just basically saying those rules have always been there. I know he's an older guy, but this was just a couple years ago. This is not really that long ago. So I don't know if this is going to be that much of an issue. It may be. I'm not a weight expert. I'm not going to really go there with all of this stuff. 185, he has to be that tomorrow. I don't know if that's really going to be a big deal. Okay. I told you guys I picked Sergey Kovalev to win on points. Okay. I can see Canelo winning. People are bringing up a lot of stuff like, is this fight gonna be fixed? Or the judges gonna rob Kovalev? A lot of people are bringing a lot of things up. Listen, you heard it on my channel. I'm picking Kovalev on points. I think it'll be convincing enough for him to win the fight. Okay. Can he lose the fight? Absolutely. Could he get knocked out? Absolutely. You know, maybe he does get caught with a body shot. I don't know. But my prediction is Sergey Kovalev. I think Kovalev is going to win this fight on points. I believe in Kovalev's height advantage, reach advantage, his jab, and just this normally fighting at the weight is going to give him the advantage. I know he's older. I know he may not be the absolute crusher that he was. All of that stuff. I know how skillful Canelo is. Yes, he's overall the more talented fighter to me. But this is his first time coming up. He's bulked up. He may be a little slower. He might have some fatigue issues later. You know, these are all things that we have to, you know, break down. And I've broken that down in a couple of videos already. The fight is tomorrow. And I can't wait to see the fight, man. And I hope it's a great fight. You know, I honestly think whoever wins, I'm not really expecting a knockout. I think even though Canelo is moving up, I think Canelo is has proven to be a very durable fighter. You know, and I think he has one of the best chins in boxing, and I think he has good defense. And even though I think he's going to be getting hit with a jab all night, I don't believe he's going to be getting hit with too many right hands. Not too many of them. Okay, I think his durability is going to work out. You know, I don't think he's going to get hit nearly as much as Anthony Yard did. So that's my reasoning why I think Kovalev is not going to knock him out. On the other hand, I don't think Canelo is just killer that everybody's making him out to be. Yes, he does have power, and yes, he could go to the body well, but it's going to be a lot harder to go to Kovalev's body compared to other fighters that we seen him face and stop. Okay, so I don't want to make him out to be some killer. I think Kovalev is going to survive, and I also think Canelo is going to survive. I'm just picking me personally. I have Kovalev winning this one on points, but it should be a good fight. It should be a competitive fight, and you know, I think it's going to go different rounds, especially in the first 6 rounds. I think it's going to go back and forth. Okay, it's just that I'm actually picking the older guy in the stretch because he still has that jab at the end of the day. Whereas Canelo, I think he's going to slow down defensively a little bit and on the attack coming forward and still have to deal with that jab. I think it's going to be too much. And I think he's going to have some stamina issues, especially because he's moving up in weight. His first time fighting this high in weight. And Rocky Fielding and Julio Cesar Chavez, and even Daniel Jacobs, all right, who was a big guy at 160, they just don't compare to Sergey Kovalev to me, even an older Sergey Kovalev, all right? So those are my final thoughts. If anything comes out tomorrow, I'll be sure to do another video, you know, before the fight. I'm looking to go live tomorrow, so if you guys want to see me live tomorrow, I'll definitely be on live talking about the fight, maybe around 7 o'clock tomorrow. 7 o'clock Eastern, okay, when the pre-fights start, maybe around that time, maybe a little after. And I think my dad may be coming down to my house tomorrow to watch the fight too. So if he's around, then we'll both be on live, all right? So listen, we should have a good fight tomorrow. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Give me your final picks in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe. Should be a good fight. We got Ryan Garcia tomorrow too. Should be a good card, all right? So see you guys on the next one. Peace.